Vikrant, have you graduated this movie with flying colors? Have you become a better actor with Vidhu Vinod Chopra? I hear he is a director that everybody wants to perhaps work with.
Yes. Uh, I think so. I mean, the reviews say so. And the audience response has been phenomenal, unprecedented, to be very, very honest. And you're not just a better actor after working with VVC, sir. I think you are a better person by the end of it. And I have definitely, after 2.5 years of my life on 12th fail with VVC, sir, I have definitely walked out a better actor, a better person, and far more skilled.
Far more skill, is it? Why do you say a better person? Because you don't go into a movie set hoping to be a better person. Better actor I can think of, but why a better person?
Uh, because of the proximity that I had with him personal basis today, and the kind of conversations we've had, the kind of moments that we've had together, the kind of relationship that we've built together, and the kind of knowledge that he's imparted me with, they have definitely equipped me not just in front of the camera, but behind the camera and to face life, I would say. A man of great stature, we all know, a man of great wisdom, a man with an incredible worldview, and most importantly, a man who wears his heart on his sleeve. And very seldom do you come across people, especially when you're an actor, who who are what they are, irrespective of what you are. You definitely do not want people being nice in front of you. None of us want such people in our lives. जो आपके सामने बहुत अच्छे हैं और आपके पीठ पीछे आपको गाली देते हैं.
Okay.
With VVC sir, it is the opposite. If he loves you, if he cares for you, he will tell you bluntly on your face, and I would definitely cherish someone like him. I do, and I'm glad to have this addition in my life.
That's great, Vikrant. And also another thing, I think he's very blunt, like you said. I think he says it as is. Like if you give a shot that's perhaps questionable or not to his liking, I think he would call you out on it and perhaps ask you to. He wouldn't mollycoddle you, right?
But does not exist in VVC sir's life. Mollycoddling. That is not what he is.
He just doesn't pander.
And another reason why I would say I've walked out a better person is, and I don't know if he will appreciate me saying this or no, I think I might be reprimanded for this, but he has supported hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of families beyond his purview of work. I have seen that personally. I have seen it.
Are you referring to the actual real life individuals who are on the sets for this movie, or in general, he's just a great guy? I mean,
crosses his path whenever in need. Vidhu Vinod Chopra will definitely stand right beside you.
Okay, he'll step up, is it?
Beyond his purview of work, I would say, because चलो आप जिनके साथ काम करते हैं एक रिश्ता बन जाता है. There are hundreds of strangers that knock his door, and he does whatever he can in his capacity. I think he might not like me saying this thing, but people should know he's someone who helps people beyond what he's asked to do.
But even the character, I think he has helped you the most, I feel. I mean, this character must not have been easy to play, right? There's a sense of desperation in you, a vulnerability in you when I saw the trailer. I haven't seen the full movie. So was that, in your own way, I think perhaps this was a tough role for you as well, right? Like I see that desperation that, like, when you lose your money, like I think you get robbed of your money in the initial bit. I could see that kind of, like, helplessness. I thought that was a tough one. Was that a tough character to then play?
Been the most challenging character I've played till date. I've been very fortunate that I've had similar opportunities before, whether it was Shutu from A Death in the Ganj, or whether it was Rishu in Haseen Dilruba, or whether it was Tu Pandit in Mirzapur, or Aditya Srivastav in Criminal Justice, or Park. But here, I think I was completely pushed against the wall for the better of the film. and my own skill set, as I've said. I haven't been challenged. I haven't been squeezed or juiced as much as I've been by Vinod sir. Nobody has done that. And also, I'll tell you one more thing that probably aided me sail through these challenging moments while filming is the character that I play has a lot of me in it as well. I I probably took up this part because it resonates with me and my own journey in life. And Vinod sir has had a similar journey, probably worse because his times were different. He's been making 45 years. I was not even born. For a small young boy who had dreams in his eyes to make movies, and that is the only thing that he always wanted to do. I'll share a small anecdote with you. In Srinagar, where he was born, there was only one theater when he was a, and he had identified his love for cinema. So he would go to that theater and he would request the theater owner to allow him to watch the film for free because he was so desperate to watch cinema. He had no money in his pocket. And the film owner would allow this young little boy to sit in his theater, watch every film that releases for free. And that very cinema hall last week had the Vidhu Vinod Chopra Film Festival.
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, that's such a heartwarming. Yeah, that's good. That's life coming full circle, huh? Oh, that must have been a touching moment. So, was that in your case as well? Like, do you resonate with that story that even you came up the hard way? There was hardly anybody holding your hand and telling you what to do. You were not like shepherded into the industry, were you?
Yeah, definitely not shepherded or nor guided nor supported. But I think I wouldn't have it any other way either. I am absolutely sure of this thing because I wouldn't have been the person that I am had I not faced those things, those rejections, those preconceived notions about me as a person, about TV actors, about Hero Ka Dost. I'm really glad. I'm really glad it happened. I cherish those moments, in fact.
Right. It's like two souls coming together. I think you guys had a lot of common ground, saying that we were the underdogs that triumphed.
I call him my soulmate. He is my soulmate. I think
That's lovely. Yeah.
out of each, we got the best out of each other.
Oh, you bring out the best in each other. That's good to hear, between a director and an actor. The movie begins with a very sobering statistic, Vikrant. Says only like 30 make it out of the 2 lakh students.
It is
Uh,
for representation purposes only. It
it's
is
not,
an
oh, it's not the exact. Oh, I thought it was an actual statistic and it's true. I didn't check whether it was.
statistic is far more depressing.
Oh,
So
that
currently
is,
speaking, I was with
yeah.
a few IAS and IPS officers, and in an in a calendar year, if there are say maybe 7 lakh students appearing for the UPSC exams, only say maybe 200 or 150 Hindi speaking students or students with a Hindi medium background make the cut. Can you believe? In a nation that speaks, in a nation where 80% of the people speak Hindi, that is the disparity. And this is not the only thing that we aim to bring out to people through this film. There are many other things which I'm sure you will watch the film. I hope you watch the film.
No, of course I
You
will. I will.
come face to face with a lot of daunting things which exist in real life because this film is based on a true story.
That is true. And it's also apparently, I mean, I just read the Guardian review. It said that it's a searing portrait on class and caste systems as well. It takes on issues about how meritocracy might one day triumph, etc. Are you a changed person after this film? Like after seeing such, and it's real life people, right? The students are real, except for you who plays the actor. The rest are all, the desperation is real among them, isn't it?
Yeah, they are real students. All the students that you see in our film are real students. None of them are actors.
No, is that different though? Playing, acting with, I don't know, they're not even amateurs really, right? They are who they are. I mean, it's more like a fly on the wall approach. I guess it's a filmmaking that some people's technique they use. But in this case, how did it help you or not help you, perhaps?
So challenging because the first day I went in was sitting in the classroom with these students, and I was checking my shots at the monitor, and I realized I was just not feeling right. I was like, what's off? What's off? What's
Uh-huh.
off? I think everything seems right. And this is the first day in that classroom. I'm like, nah, it's just not working, not working, not working. And after a while, I realized it was me that was not working
Hmm.
because they were not playing the part. They were just themselves. So I actually there and then started to unlearn things that I was carrying with me as an actor. And it was very, very challenging for me to unlearn most of the things and be one of them. And that is the beauty of having authentic people be a part of your film.
Right.
You know, they shared such interesting anecdotes about their lives, their where they come from, their backgrounds, their worldviews. And this is an answer to your previous question, which I didn't answer, which is I definitely walked out a changed person after this film. And these very students have a very important role in that.
Right, right. Their tales are also, I think, stories about perseverance. Like you can't say, you can't quit. That's what that was that, telling sign that you have to be resilient. If you're in it, you're going to like he was comparing it to the game of snake and ladders. It just shows resilience, right? Did that help you, Vikrant? At some point, did it put everything into perspective? Was this movie the biggest leveler for you? Saying that, listen, I can't sit and crib about perhaps my life. I'm far more privileged.
See, I have been someone who's pretty much aware of his surroundings. I have been or I would want to believe that I've been a realist all my life. But the degree of that realism or realization has definitely gotten better after this experience. And as I said, also one of the reasons why I did the film was because it resonated with me, my own struggles. I have seen similar days. So when I was sitting in between takes with those children, it was not an actor sitting with students or fanboys and sharing his life. It was all of us coming together from different backgrounds and sharing common anecdotes about our lives, our joys, our struggles. And I have lived that life. I have lived that life, and that resilience probably stems from those grounding moments that I very, very well remember, and I remind myself from time to time.
Oh, that's brilliant. No, I'm really looking forward to this film, Vikrant. You have done so well, by the way. I just have to say, you have to give yourself a pat on the back. You have mixed things up. You have played the trouble lover who gives an arm and a leg, literally, for your thing. And criminal justice, the US, and in Death in the Gunj. Are you just happy at the way your career is now going? Like you're looking at yourself and you're like, you know what? I've not done so shabbily.
I'm happier today, of course. Every film takes you a step towards your aspiration, whether it works or it does not work. And also, success is so subjective. The definition of success is changing from time to time. And what success to me today is far away from what I thought success was 10 years ago. So I'm evolving as a person. I'm learning as I grow. As Vikrant or Vikrant the actor, Vikrant the son, the husband, the friend. I think everything. These things are so concomitant to each other. So you're not just sort of growing wiser in one domain. I've always maintained this thing that acting is just is a chunk of my life, a big chunk. I don't deny that, but that is not my identity. So these experiences, whether good or bad, you're privileged to spend 2.5 years with someone like Vidhu Chopra sir. These things, they really enable you to face life, to see life in a different light, and in so many ways.
No, I'm so glad because 2.5 years is a long time, because in Bollywood they are known for their cinematic quickies. Like 3 months and then the movie is out, it's out of the oven. And you told me 2.5 years. I'm like, that's long. That must have been painstaking and requires for patience at the end of the day, right?
It's absolutely worthwhile. You know, there were so many things that were firsts for me on 12th fail. Like, for example, Vinod sir's work approach suits mine. I mean, he involved me, and this happened to me for the first time in my career. He was so generous enough to involve me in the scripting process, in the
Right.
audition process, in the styling process, in the execution process, in brainstorming beyond the book and script. And all we did on set was just execute,
Hmm.
because by then already tried so many permutations and combinations, we definitely knew what not to do. And I think that was one definite weapon that we carried with ourselves on this film set.
No, it can't be didactic now, because this is one subject that is also not very, like, what do I say? It's like Oppenheimer. At the end of the day, how interesting can you make it? It's nuclear science. Nobody gets it. And even in this case, I feel only people in that struggle would really. So you can't make it too like preachy and make it like a classroom of sorts. That there's always that fear.
Beauty of this film is, and I'm sure you will feel this when you watch the film, that it is not just for students. This film is not just for students. We haven't made a film student centric. We have made a film life centric, and that is the nucleus of the story. It's life centric. You must have realized there are a few taglines on our poster while we play the trailer. Haar nahi manunga. It's not just for students or UPSC aspirants. It's for people like you and me, and it's for that average human, average Indian, average person who's doing a 9 to 5 job as well. And hashtag restart is is synonymous with all our lives. It really
Yes.
does not how you start. What matters is how you restart. And then you can sort of club in that old adage which says, you're not defined by the successes that you see, but by the failures that you face.
I know.
And
I
it's
know.
it's for
Brilliant. No, I really look forward to it. The reviews have been fantastic. I was just reading it while you had gone so many. Good for you. I'm so happy, and I'm so happy it's releasing in the UAE cinemas, because it's a very unlikely. You know what I mean? It's not like got blockbuster written all over it. There are no like crazy stunt sequences, people jumping off cliffs, in a bike.
blockbuster written over it after the audiences have watched the film. We haven't because the film talks about this, and I can very proudly say we haven't taken the corrupt route. We haven't paid anyone to call us blockbusters without people watching it. And I think it is the audiences who will go out there and call it a blockbuster themselves, and that is what is real success for me.
Brilliant. It's very heartening to hear, and may you find this success in every film that you do.
So
Vikrant, thank you for entertaining us.
it's always a pleasure talking to you. Thank
Always, always. And I really hope to enjoy. I'm really looking forward to the movie tonight. I'll watch the screener.
you. And friends along, if there is anyone it has got a U certificate, but on a personal note, I would say anyone who's beyond 10 years old, like kids below 10, I think it is not for
Yeah,
them. But anyone beyond 10 up until 100, I think you can take them, and they will definitely enjoy the film.
brilliant. On that note, thank you so much for entertaining us, Vikrant. I really look forward to this film.
Lovely.
You take care.
Thank you.
Lovely speaking. Take care. Bye bye.